Yeah, he made it. It was a good initial save for sure.
We're having the feeling of getting back into the past this morning.
Yeah, I mean with the yellow pads and some of the drills we were doing, you can still see the way that he competes, and it's a lot of fun to see.
Pittsburgh stopped to watch a moment no one expected. A familiar number 29 returned to the ice. Marc-André Fleury, the goaltender who carried banners and lifted cups, skated in black and gold one final time. The crowd rose. Sidney Crosby stepped forward. Cameras turned. A simple act, caught in seconds, told the story. What Crosby just did for Fleury left everyone stunned. Sidney Crosby arrived at PPG Paints Arena wearing the same number 87 jersey he has worn since 2005. The building was packed with fans. They were not there for a playoff game. They were there to see Marc-André Fleury skate in a Penguins sweater for the last time. The organization had announced Fleury's return a few days earlier. On September 25th, the Penguins revealed that Fleury had signed a professional tryout contract. This allowed him to join the team for practice on September 26th and play part of a preseason game against the Columbus Blue Jackets on September 27th. General manager Kyle Dubas released a statement. He said, "Mark means so much to our team, our fans, and the city of Pittsburgh. To have this full circle moment back where it all started is very special." Fleury's history in Pittsburgh is long. Drafted first overall by the Penguins in 2003, he played 13 seasons with the club. He won 3 Stanley Cups in 2009, 2016, and 2017. He still holds franchise records for wins with 375, shutouts with 44, and games played with 691. The practice skate on September 26th was emotional. Fleury joined the team wearing Penguins gear again. Fans filled the arena to watch what would normally be a routine training session. They came with signs, jerseys, and phones ready to capture every second. Crosby stayed close to Fleury during drills. They talked. They skated together. The scene looked like a memory from 2016. Near the end of practice, Crosby did something simple but powerful. He picked up the puck, skated toward Fleury, and handed it to him. The act was quick. Cameras caught it. Fans reacted instantly. That puck became the headline. Crosby did not speak during that moment. He let the puck speak. It was not part of the official plan. It was not announced by the team. It was one captain's tribute to the goaltender who shared every battle with him. Reporters asked Fleury about the return. He made it clear that this was not a comeback. "I'm still retired," Fleury said to LNH.com. "I see it as a wink to my past. I'll wear the Penguins jersey one last time. It's a way to come full circle." He added that stepping back into the dressing room would be difficult. "I'll probably get emotional, just going back into the dressing room and seeing my locker again." The Penguins announced that Fleury would play only one period against Columbus. The plan was not about competition. It was about ceremony. It was about giving fans and players a chance to share the ice with him again. Still, Fleury said he wanted to look sharp. He told reporters he did not want to look like a fool out there. Tickets for the games sold fast. The Penguins released additional tickets to meet demand. Normally, preseason games are easy to get into. Not this one. For younger players, the skate carried lessons. Dubas mentioned that having Fleury around would influence the next generation of goaltenders. Practice time with a Hall of Famer provided insight no meeting could match. When Fleury stepped onto the ice for warm-ups, the cheers echoed through the arena. Fans wore jerseys from every stage of his career, the black and gold of Pittsburgh. During practice, Fleury made a stacked pad save on Crosby. The crowd roared. Moments later, Crosby batted the puck in. Both players laughed. Reporters caught it. Videos went viral online within hours. The script of the day kept writing itself. Fleury joking with Crosby. Crosby smiling back. The puck handoff. The fans chanting. The game against Columbus added one final chapter. Fleury started in goal. The building erupted as the puck dropped. Every save was met with cheers. Every stop reminded fans of playoff runs past. On the bench, Crosby watched closely. His eyes followed every move. The crowd stood in ovation at the end of the first period. Players tapped their sticks. Fleury raised his glove. Crosby stepped forward again, skating over as if to underline the night. That was the story. It was not about goals or saves. It was about one captain's respect. It was about handing over a puck in practice, about sharing ice time one final time, about honoring a goaltender who had defined an era. Reporters reporters recorded Crosby's words afterward. He said, "It was great to see him out there. He deserved that. The fans deserve that too." Fans leaving the arena described the moment as unforgettable. Social media flooded with clips of Crosby's gesture and Fleury's wave. The team's official account posted the video of the puck handoff. Within hours, it had been viewed hundreds of thousands of times. Fleury himself kept it humble. He said he was grateful for the opportunity. "It's a wink to my past," he repeated. But the act from Crosby, the puck passed from one hand to another, was what fans and reporters replayed over and over. It was not a speech. It was not a ceremony scripted by the league. It was a gesture. And in that gesture, Sidney Crosby honored Marc-André Fleury in a way that words could not.
I want to ask you about Sidney Crosby. His agent, Pat Brisson, has made some interesting comments. Sidney Crosby's made some, not necessarily comments saying that he'd be open to leaving Pittsburgh, really just more that he's flattered that teams like the Montreal Canadiens are in.
Sidney Crosby's agent said something no one expected. It's real. A trade is now on the table. Crosby could leave Pittsburgh, and this came straight from his own camp.
And then the last one is, I'm answering something that, let's put it this way, it's always a possibility, as in him moving. So the agent said it. Now, Crosby talked about it too. And he said, as someone who loves to play in environments like that, I grew up a Montreal Canadiens fan, to have an ovation like that was very special and something I always remember when he was talking about going to play in Montreal.
For the first time, it's not just rumors. What happens next could change two teams forever, and it's already started. Sidney Crosby has played for the Pittsburgh Penguins since 2005. He helped the team win 3 Stanley Cups. He's the team captain, and now he might not stay. His agent, Pat Brisson, said a trade is always a possibility. He said that during an interview with The Athletic. These words started major trade rumors again, especially because Montreal is one of the teams showing interest. Brisson said, "It all depends on how Sid is going to be and how the team is going to do." This means Crosby wants to win. If the Penguins keep losing, the chance of him leaving gets bigger. The Penguins have not made the playoffs for the last 3 seasons. That's the longest playoff drought in Crosby's time with the team. Crosby signed a new contract in 2024. That contract lasts until 2027. It pays him $8.7 million per year. But Crosby also has a full no-movement clause. That means he controls whether he stays or goes. No trade can happen unless Crosby says yes. So far, he hasn't asked to leave. Still, Brisson said NHL teams have been asking. He said teams are checking if Crosby might want to move. The agent didn't name which teams, but Montreal is one of the biggest names being talked about. When reporters asked Crosby about the trade talk, he didn't say much, but he did say this. It's the turnover. It's the unknown, the uncertainty, the question marks. These words show he is thinking about his future. He said losing is hard. He wants the team to improve. Brisson also said that Crosby is a leader. He compared him to Tom Brady. He said Crosby has stayed strong for 20 years. He wants him to win again. He said, "We want him to hopefully be in the playoffs every year. We want him to hopefully win another cup or 2. Right now, Crosby is focused on the new season. The Penguins are trying to fix their problems, but if they miss the playoffs again, trade talk will get louder. Brisson said more teams will be interested if the Penguins struggle. In 2024, Crosby signed a 2-year contract. That contract keeps him in Pittsburgh through the 2026 to 2027 season. But contracts can be traded, and Crosby's no-movement clause means he would have to say yes. Many fans don't want him to leave, but they also know the team isn't winning. That puts pressure on everyone. Montreal has a young team. They have cap space. They could afford Crosby's contract, and Crosby might want to finish his career in Canada. But again, no trade will happen unless Crosby agrees. Brisson's words made it clear. This is not just a rumor. He said trade is always a possibility. That's why this story matters. Brisson said teams are watching his performance. If he stays healthy, they'll keep calling. If the Penguins don't improve, they'll call even more. Crosby also has history with Canada's national team. He scored the game-winning goal in the 2010 Olympics. He's one of the most famous players in the world. A move to Montreal would be huge. Right now, there's no deal in place. No trade has been made. But the fact that his agent confirmed the idea is new. Crosby has always said he wants to stay in Pittsburgh, but things change. The team hasn't made the playoffs. The future is not clear. Crosby's contract pays him $8.7 million per year. That's a number teams have to manage under the NHL salary cap, but Montreal has room, and they have young players to trade if needed. The Penguins would not want to lose Crosby for nothing, but they also may want to let him choose. Brisson also said the team supports Crosby no matter what. He said, "We support whatever Sid decides." That means Crosby holds the power. He can stay, he can go. It depends on how things go this season. Right now, training camps are starting. The Penguins are getting ready. Crosby will be there. He will play, but his future is not certain. This story will keep going all season. As the games happen, people will watch. If the Penguins start losing again, trade talk will grow. Brisson's statement is the most serious signal yet. He said a move is possible. That's why the NHL is watching. And fans in Montreal are watching too. The Canadiens just delivered a cap shock that sent ripples through the NHL. Montreal has made a bold cap decision that few saw coming. They are now actively working to move a massive $10.5 million contract. The implications for team flexibility are serious and immediate. Reports confirm a new frontrunner has emerged in the race to take on the deal. The Montreal Canadiens are in active talks to move the contract of Carey Price. According to reports, the contract carries a cap hit of $10.5 million. Carey Price has not played since the 2021 to 2022 season. His career has been put on hold due to a knee injury that required surgery. Despite not playing, his contract remains on the books for the Canadiens. The Canadiens already paid out a $5.5 million signing bonus to Price on July 1st. This payment was scheduled as part of the contract structure. With that bonus now complete, the remaining value of the deal is much smaller in real money, but the cap hit remains high at $10.5 million. This makes his contract attractive for teams looking to reach the salary cap floor without taking on large real cash commitments. The San Jose Sharks have been identified as a frontrunner in these talks. Pittsburgh reported that the Canadiens' intention is to offload the contract to create greater cap flexibility for the coming seasons. This would free Montreal to make additional roster adjustments as they continue their rebuild. The Canadiens have already made significant roster changes in recent months. Defenseman Noah Dobson was acquired from the New York Islanders in a major trade. He was then signed to an 8-year contract extension worth $9.5 million annually. This move secured a top defenseman for the long term, but also added considerable salary commitments to the payroll. Moving Price's contract would give Montreal additional room to structure its roster around younger stars such as Nick Suzuki, Cole Caulfield, and Lane Hutson. It also provides space for the entry of Ivan Demidov, who joined the Canadiens this season after winning both Rookie of the Year and MVP honors in the KHL. The deal was structured with heavy signing bonuses. The latest of those, $5.5 million, has already been paid. That makes the remaining money less significant to an acquiring team. But under league rules, the cap hit of $10.5 million remains constant. This has made Price's contract one of the most discussed in current NHL trade rumors. The San Jose Sharks are in a position where they need to reach the salary cap floor. By taking on Price's deal, they can satisfy that requirement without spending the same amount in real dollars. Reports state that the Canadiens are willing to attach additional assets to move the contract. These assets may include draft picks or prospects. The importance of this transaction lies in what it does for Montreal's flexibility. With the $10.5 million hit removed, they would have more space to extend current players, sign new talent, or absorb contracts in future trades. Montreal's front office has been reshaping the roster steadily. Last season, the Canadiens posted a 40-31-11 record. They returned to the playoffs, but were eliminated in the first round. Nick Suzuki led the team in scoring with 82 points. Rookie defenseman Lane Hutson won the Calder Trophy after an outstanding debut season. Cole Caulfield added 34 goals. Price's contract includes a no-movement clause. This means that any trade must be approved. However, since he is no longer active, the focus is primarily on cap management rather than playing considerations. The Canadiens are now seeking to use the same mechanism to clear Price's contract. The discussions with San Jose are ongoing. Reports suggest that a deal could be finalized in the coming days. For Canadiens fans, Price remains a franchise icon. He led the team to the Stanley Cup Final in 2021. He is remembered as one of the greatest goalies in team history. But the present reality is financial. The $10.5 million cap hit restricts Montreal's ability to maneuver. The move to shift this contract marks a significant step in the team's rebuild. The Canadiens have positioned themselves with a core of young talent. Suzuki, Caulfield, Hudson, and Demidov are central to that plan. Dobson now anchors the defense with his new 8-year deal. The removal of Price's contract would allow management to continue shaping the roster around this young group. The transaction is being watched closely around the league. San Jose is seen as the most likely partner, but other teams could enter the discussions. The timing, right after the latest bonus payment, makes the contract easier to move. With Price's playing career effectively over, the trade is about cap space and financial structure. This makes the Canadiens' decision one of the most significant cap moves of the current offseason.
We get to Connor Bedard at number 8, former teammate of Patty Maroon's. At this desk, we watched the World Juniors. That guy had a touchdown against Germany. True story. He had 7 points in one game. He had 23 in the tournament, most ever by a Canadian-born player, and we know how special World Juniors is to Team Canada. As his teammate, you not only helped him mature, but if you look at this, watch this feed 77. Off you go.
A shocking announcement dropped in late August 2025. The NHL Network ranked its top 25 players under 25. Connor Bedard landed at number 8.
Top 25 players born this quarter century, and you can see that we have progressed all the way to the top 10, the best of the best, the elite among this young and talented group of players. At 10, it's Matt Boldy of the Minnesota Wild, Adam Fantilli, 9, Connor Bedard, Chicago Blackhawks, 8.
Social media lit up. Fans flooded posts calling it an absolute joke. The move shocked hockey fans around the world. This moment has become the story of the offseason. It happened at the end of August 2025. The NHL Network released its official ranking of the 25 best NHL players under age 25. Connor Bedard, the Chicago Blackhawks center, came in at number 8. The announcement immediately caused turmoil across social media. The ranking positioned Rasmus Dahlin of the Buffalo Sabres at number 1. He leads all 21st century-born players with 277 career assists and 360 career points. Dahlin has played 509 games and logged 11,844 minutes of ice time, ranking first in those categories. He registered 68 points, 17 goals, 51 assists in the 2024-25 season and earned a +20 rating at even strength. Connor Bedard ranked number 8. He notched 67 points in 82 games, 23 goals, 44 assists during the 2024-25 season. He followed a strong rookie campaign in 2023-24 when he earned 61 points in 68 games and won the Calder Memorial Trophy. Social media reaction was immediate. One fan wrote, "Absolute joke. Bedard at 8? Michkov that low is ridiculous." Another user declared, "The Connor Bedard hate is hilarious. No chance he's 8th, ha 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 ha." Other responses questioned the criteria. Based off what? Lowell, what has Bedard done? That user added a note pointing to Bedard's 128 points in 150 NHL games so far. Additional criticism addressed the quality of the ranking overall. One post stated, "I think this might get the cake as the worst list of the offseason guys." Another said, "How does NHL Network continuously embarrass themselves?" Analysis appeared quickly. Many noted that several players ranked above Bedard had playoff experience or more seasons in the NHL. Bedard's Blackhawks did not make the 2025 playoffs. That absence may have contributed to his lower placement. Connor Bedard's early career includes multiple high-prestige accomplishments. He was selected first overall in the 2023 NHL Draft. He won the Calder Trophy in 2024. In his WHL junior career, Bedard earned awards such as Jim Piggott Memorial Trophy, Bob Clarke Trophy, and 4 Broncos Memorial Trophy.